Well, I haven't had the chance to tell you. A couple of weeks ago, Cheng and I went out. I don't know what we did. We ran out and ran an errand, and then we came back.
Okay.
We drove his Civic, and then we came back. Whatever. The next day, I was like, "Let's take your car to work." Because Diamond has to take her car. And he's like, "Okay." So I tell him to go first because I forgot my badge, and then I come back, and he's like freaking out in his car, and I'm like, "What the freak?" So I go and I'm like, "What?" And he was like. And, like, the car is, like, a mess, right? And I'm like, What happened? And he was like, I think someone got in my car. Hey, watch us on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and follow us on Instagram.
Overall, listen to our podcast and follow us on social media.
Now let's get back to the podcast. Sincerely, Bestie.
Hi.
Hi.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Sincerely Bestie. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Krystal.
And today we are going to discuss about our good and bad habits and how we maintain to try to keep the good habits and just our self-cares. But let's see how each other's been for a while. Because I feel like it's been a while since I've actually talked to you.
We've actually caught up.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I've been feeling drained lately.
From work or just overall?
From overall, just with everything happening with, like, my sister's wedding and all that. And then, like, just, like, recovering after all of these weeks, you know? And then doing a lot of overtime on the weekends and just, it's been a lot. So I've been feeling really tired. When I come home, I don't want to do anything. Like, I feel so bad because Cheng has to, like, carry most of the weight now because I'm too tired. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to cook. I don't want to wash the dishes. I don't want to clean.
Dang,
like,
it's really getting to you.
Yeah, like, it's bad because, like, usually I love doing that kind of stuff, you know, like, I love cleaning. I like to have a clean house. I'm very OCD kind of person. But lately, I don't care. If the house is a mess, it's a mess because I'm just too exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel so bad, but I don't know. It's just taking a while for me to get back into it, you know.
You're busy.
So, yeah.
You've been busy like every month.
I know. And I'm tired of being busy. I just want to do nothing.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon, maybe soon.
Yeah, so hopefully now, since everything's kind of like settled down, I'm hoping for a quiet month at least. So we'll see how that goes.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. What about you? How you been?
I've been okay. I'm tired.
Yeah, you too?
Girl, running that machine?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Dying.
Nancy's been put back on the machine.
Yes. I've been put back on a machine. And I mean, I like it because I'm so used to it. But then, oh my goodness, I swear I'm like running around.
Yeah. No, I feel so bad for you too because your ankle too.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's still recovering. Yeah. No, I was like literally running around one of the days I was doing overtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad.
It's okay. But no, like, I've been tired too. I get home and I just don't want to do anything too. But then I feel bad because then Addison's like, Mom, can you play with me? I was like, fine, I'll play with you as tired as I am. It's okay. But no, nothing really new. Just work, stay home. Addison's starting school soon. I finished her school shopping for her clothes. I still got to get her a backpack.
Oh, okay.
But it's so hard because backpacks are so big.
Yeah, and she's so tiny.
And she's tiny. And I'm still waiting for the school to get back to me.
Oh,
so
they still haven't? When do you think they're going to? Hopefully not a week before or something like that.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Hopefully not too long because...
It'll give you time to go backpack hunting. So.
Yeah. But I even when I went shopping, there's like no back to school clothes. It's all fall stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
like, oh, I love fall clothes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want her in that just yet.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
It's okay.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I know every time I go to Walmart or Target, there's like so many people there with their kids, and I'm like, do I want kids? Like,
you want to avoid the month of August, okay?
Yeah. During the weekends too.
Yeah.
Is the worst time. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. So,
no.
I have a little story to tell you.
What?
So a couple of weeks ago, I haven't had the chance to tell you. A couple of weeks ago, Cheng and I went out. I don't know what we did. We ran out and ran an errand, and then we came back.
Okay.
We drove his Civic, and then we came back. Whatever. The next day, I was like, let's take your car to work because Diamond has to take her car. And he's like, okay. So I tell him to go first because I forgot my badge. And then I come back, and he's like freaking out in his car, and I'm like, what the freak? So I go in there, I'm like, what? And he was like, and like the car is like a mess, right? And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, I think someone got in my car. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. And like the glove department's open, the one right here is open too. And I was just like, what the heck?
When you guys came back?
No, this was in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the morning.
When you guys were going to leave.
Yeah, when we were going to leave to go to work. So I was like, okay. And when he first said that, it scared the crap out of me. I looked behind me and I was like, oh my gosh, is someone sitting behind us? Like, are we going to die? Like, it was scary. And then he pops up, open the trunk, and he goes back there and he comes back in. He's like, dude, they freaking took my fishing pole. And his bag full of like hooks and stuff. And I was like, well, what else did they take? And he was like, I don't know. And he starts looking through everything. And he's like, oh, they took my pocket knife too.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my God, kill me. And he was like, did I not lock my car yesterday? And I was like, I don't know what you did. Like, I literally just walked away.
Yeah.
And you were still in your car, so I just thought you locked it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so Chang's stuff got stolen.
No.
Yeah, right before he was gonna sell his car too. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, are you gonna invest in Ring cameras?
Yeah, we need to. Well, that's what's
I thought
too.
you had cameras outside though, or is it not installed yet?
It's not installed yet.
Oh,
Which one did you get, the doorbell or the floodlight?
Well, we don't have the.
Don't you guys have like the Blink or
We have
something?
the Blink. Yeah, so
They're
that's like
just
the
different,
Amazon brand
yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But it's not installed yet because we just haven't had the time. Which is probably the time now
You
to
guys
do
gotta
it.
hurry up and get on it.
Yeah. Well, Jen got scared because he was like, dude, like, we leave stuff outside, like, all the time. Like, who knows? And he was like, he left a cooler back there, too. And he was like, what if someone walks up there? I'm like, I don't think they would, just because we have, like, one of those lights that detect motion.
Oh,
So it would turn on. But, like, it doesn't reach his car.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like maybe that would scare them a little if there's, like, a light or something. So hopefully they won't come up that far. So I told Cheng, I was like, you need to stop putting stuff outside.
Yep.
We need to make sure we lock our doors every night. And he was just like, it's so crazy. What a coincidence. The one night I forget to, like, lock my car, that someone would break into it. And I was just like, well, at least they didn't steal anything other than that. Because, like, I know when Cheng was living at his old house, there was people going around stealing people's, like, motors and stuff
What
like
in
that.
the world?
Yeah, just, like, taking them out. And I was like, dude, that could have been worse, you know?
Yeah.
So, here's that.
my
Please make sure
gosh.
to lock your cars every time you go into your house.
And at night?
Yep.
And invest in a floodlight. You know what the floodlight is, right?
No.
The motion sensor, your motion sensor.
Uh-huh.
So every time that light turns on, it records.
Oh, okay.
That's how my parents are.
Oh,
Because they
really?
have the Ring, but then, like, every time, like, because I drop Addison off in the morning, once I start walking to a certain point in the front yard, the light will turn on, and then, like, automatically, you know, oh, the camera is catching it.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, the camera's always on, but it just helps it with the light.
I recommend you get the Ring because it's a lot sturdier than the Blink. It's my opinion because, you know, the Ring comes, it's pretty much like, you know, good as it's get.
Yeah.
Because the Blink, it's kind of like cheap plastic.
No, because the reason why we got the Blink in the first place was because my last place, our neighbor was harassing the dogs. So I just wanted to buy something cheap and fast. So I just bought the Blinks, you know?
Oh, okay.
But now that we moved into our house and we need more security, we're going to have to get something like that. So.
Best Buy credit card.
Yeah. If anything, so. Gotta get the Ring installed
That's
and
so
stuff.
crazy, though.
Yeah. So that happened. But, I mean, we're all safe. Chang was like, the day of, he was like, I'm going to sit outside tonight and watch for them.
Oh, my
I'm like,
gosh.
you're psycho, dude. He's like, I'm going to see who did it. I'm like, why would they hit the same house twice? They're not that stupid.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He should get his, handler safety? Is that what it's called, Robert?
Concealed carry.
Oh, there you go. Just in case, too.
Yeah, because he has
Just to be safe.
he has a gun. He just doesn't have the.
It's conceal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind
he
of
should
gun?
get it.
It's just like a handgun. I don't know what it is. It was his dad's, and his dad gave it to him.
Oh.
Has he cleaned it since?
Yeah, sometimes he'll take it out.
Oh, okay.
And he'll show me. He's like, "Oh, this is my gun." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
He needs to clean it before.
Yeah.
Knock on wood that nothing
Yeah,
happens.
if we
but
ever have to use it.
yeah, so if you use it, it jams. So
Oh my god.
make sure he cleans it
Yeah.
every once in a while.
And he told me he's gonna have to teach me how to use it too, just in case. Cause some days I'm by myself at
Yeah.
home.
So do you
Girl,
want to
go get
to
your
the-
conceals.
I know. Well, I did a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
You can renew it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to retake the test?
No.
Oh okay.
Even if it's been that long?
Yeah, you just got to pay it and then take a picture if you want to update your picture.
Oh. See,
Okay.
I mean, at least you'll have yours.
Yeah. Cause my
Did you
parents.
want to go to the gun range and shoot guns?
Not my
Our
favorite.
coworker
thing to
be
do.
always doing it. I see her
I know, she's
Facebook. I'm
crazy.
like, oh
Takes her
wow,
and her son. I'm like, y'all
she
have fun.
She crazy.
Mm.
Oh, that's scary though.
But yeah, so that happened like 2 weeks ago. So,
Time to get cameras.
Mhm.
Definitely.
But yeah.
The offer still stands if you ever need help.
Yeah, I know.
It's just small
crazy.
stuff. Yeah, it's small stuff, but at the same time, it's just like it adds up.
Yeah, it does. It takes a while too. So
All right, into our topic for today. I feel like a lot of mine are bad habits.
Me too,
I have a
girl.
lot of bad habits. I was trying to think so hard, and I'm like, do I even have any good habits? I had to ask Robert, like, do I have any good habits? He's like listing them, and he stops, and I'm like, I don't have any good habits.
Did your man help you with it too?
No, he don't help me with any of this stuff. He doesn't.
It's all her.
He don't understand what bad and good habits are. He just thinks he's like it's just something I do. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. That's his
Gotcha.
mentality. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I only have some good. They're probably not even all good ones though.
I know. Let me look. I have
A few.
a few. Yeah.
Okay. Well, some of mine I wrote is. I mean, I guess I get enough sleep.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good habit because I like try to make sure like I go to sleep at a certain time every night, even though Robert hates it, because then he gets stuck with Addison.
How many hours do you need to like have a good night's sleep?
It's hard. I still don't know because
Really?
like even sometimes when I sleep early, I feel like when I wake up, I feel like I overslept.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. And then sometimes like when I barely get any sleep, like maybe like 4 hours, I'm perfectly fine in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you want to know a fun fact?
Huh.
Females or ladies need more sleep than men.
I agree.
Yeah, but there's a TikTok I said to Robert.
Okay.
It was saying that men should get enough sleep because it does something
'em.
with their, I think they're like
So I saw that. I saw Joe
testosterone or
Rogan.
something like
So-
that.
So the thing is, men needs 8 hours of sleep. If men gets about 5-6 hours sleep, they age 10 times. Their testosterone drops a lot. So saying that, sex drive drops. From what Nancy's referring to.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't remember that, but I remember saying that to him. I was like, y'all, you need to get your sleep.
I'm gonna tell Chain like you better sleep 8 hours.
Yeah.
We try.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard, especially with Addison because she's such a night owl.
Oh.
And then I feel bad because I go to sleep early. I'll be like, I'm going to bed. He's like, okay. What about her? Take her with you. And I'm like,
She's not gonna sleep.
she'll lay there and then she'll go away after I knock
really?
out. Yeah.
Usually,
She'll
if
stay
she doesn't have anything to do, she'll just lay down. She'll fall asleep. But if it's like a lot of stuff going on, like her iPad, TV, she'll kind of get her rush. But over time, she'll just kind of go quickly asleep. I wish I can do that. Can't do
Yeah.
that. You sit in bed for like 30
Must
to
be
an
nice.
hour. Yeah.
Really?
Must be way nice.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, Krystal. How long
Okay.
does it take you to sleep?
How long does it take me to sleep?
Like when you go lay down in bed.
Yeah.
Not very long.
See, I wish I could do
You
that.
do that too.
No, but I touch my phone for a bit.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but if you lay down like to go to sleep,
Then I will knock out.
Yeah, you knock out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for me, I have like sleep anxiety. So
Really?
yeah, so it takes me like 30 to an hour, if not an hour, a couple hours.
Wow.
He did get his sleep test done, but we're still waiting. I think they said that
It's on back order.
Yeah, his machine.
It's a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So we're waiting to see when he gets it so we can tell like if it really is helping or not. Because I tell him every night, I'm like, dude, you need to go sleep early. Like, go to sleep early.
Yeah.
Like, you need your sleep. He's like, I can go lay in bed, but I won't fall asleep. Like, he'll lay there for a while.
Not me. I usually, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I could be out. But
nice.
like, if I have a lot, like if I haven't worked in a while, like say I have like my actual 3 days off, and I've been just kind of like staying up late and relaxing and stuff, the night before I go back to work will be the hardest time for me to fall asleep, just because like I haven't been working as hard.
Yeah.
You know, I've been resting all weekend, and then also like when you rest for a long, well, for me, when I rest for a long time, I like my mind is always like working anyways. So it's always on, you know. So then I lay there, I can't fall asleep. So then I start like finding things, like I start listening to podcasts, or I start looking up stuff about, oh, why am I like this? Why am I like this? And then that's when I can't go to sleep.
I'm like, that Saturday nights. That's how I say it. Melatonin. I'm gonna take a melatonin.
I've been taking it for the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
Has it helped?
Yes.
Oh, good. See.
Magic pill, Krystal. You should use it.
Oh no.
She's not gonna wake up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wake up
She ain't gonna wake up.
because I love sleeping. I tell people all the time, I love sleeping. I can nap every single day, okay, for like 2-3 hours. But I can't, and I don't anymore because my schedule has changed, and I don't have the leisure to do that anymore. So
It's okay.
but for me, I need 8 hours of sleep to have like a good day. Yeah, good sleep. So
I can't ever tell with me.
no.
Seriously, there'll be days that I have like 4 hours of sleep. I wake up, I'm perfectly fine.
Oh,
And you would think, oh, you only had 4 hours of sleep, aren't you tired? I'm like, nope. I'm perfectly fine. I'm awake. And then there's times where I'm like 8 hours of sleep. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Like, why am I still tired even though I had enough sleep? So,
That's hard.
It's because you guys sleep often. As for me, it's like a old engine. Once it's running, it's going. So when I'm laying in bed, the engine's still running, so it's kind of hard to turn it off, you know.
No, but the thing with me is like, if Chang's not there, I can't sleep.
I used to be like that with Robert.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like if he's not there, and I always have to go to sleep first. If he goes to sleep first, I cannot sleep.
Same here.
Like, I don't know if it's just because I don't feel safe, or like I don't know what it is, but if he's not there and I don't go to sleep first, then I'm up. I'm like wide awake. I hate it.
It means you feel safe.
It means I feel safe?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to be that with Robert too.
Oh, really?
I would make him like, even though you're not tired, go lay with me. Like, lay down there with me until I fall asleep. But I always tell him I have to fall asleep first before him, because if he falls asleep first because he snores, I won't be able to sleep.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I'm up.
Thank God Chang don't snore. I'm the snorer, so.
Well, now you guys live together. Hopefully you guys, don't get big.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so.
Happy couple, happy life.
Yes. Another good habit I wrote was, here and there I'll do it. I don't do it a lot, but I do it. I practice deep breathing.
Oh.
Just because, sometimes.
Wait, so that's a bad habit?
No, it's a good habit.
Oh,
just
okay.
practicing your breathing and all that, because of the little one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have to be patient. Yes.
And then I wrote, we're slowly getting better at eating at home. Not
good.
eating as much. So I feel like that's a good habit we're getting into. And then spending time outside.
Okay.
Which is a good thing, even though it was hot. But I'm like, it's okay. Like, just the other day, we went for a walk. It was like 7 o'clock when we went walking. But it was only Addison and I.
Oh.
Robert didn't want to go. And then just analyzing my week.
Oh, okay.
I always do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I want to know. Okay.
Because then I'm
So,
like,
what? Like, do you go from all the way from the beginning of the week?
yeah.
And you're like, how do I feel? Or
Yeah.
something like that? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Ew, no.
No,
I don't know, because when I'm at
curious.
work and I'm like, well, because I work Sunday through Wednesday. Then I'm at work. I already have an idea of what I'm gonna do when I get home. Sadly, that's horrible, but
No, like it's good. Yeah, you have it planned out.
Because usually when I get off, I'm like, I go home, I rest, depending if Robert's cooked or not. If he has, then like we'll eat dinner like maybe like an hour after I get home, relax, shower, and then watch something, and then I get ready for bed. And then on my days off, that usually varies because I'm like, okay, if I have to run errands, then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta run this errand in the morning, and then I have to come back home and do this and this, whatever. And then it also depends if Robert wants to go out.
Oh.
So if he doesn't, then we'll just stay home. We'll just do something at home. And it's kind of like that.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if I have parties and I'm like, oh, I'm booked, I can't do anything. I have to get ready for this party, or I have this occasion going on. It's kind of like that. And it helps. I'm always asking Robert, I'm like, so what are we doing this weekend? I don't know if he's ever like really noticed that, because I'm always asking, so what are we doing this weekend? What are we doing next weekend? Like, I need to know so I can, get myself prepared rather than be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever.
No, Sorry it's good to know.
Yeah, because weekdays.
It's different.
It's different. If I tend to go out, we'll come home late. So it's kind of like my body tells me that, hey, we're still doing a lot of stuff during the weekdays, so let's go do things. And my body's like, no, it's a work week. I have to stay home. I gotta do all this. So weekends we're usually busy and about.
Okay. So you kind of like rest, like your body like kind of like gets ready for that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His does.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, let's go.
That's what I feel like too. I'm like, I'm going all the time. Just go.
Yeah.
Hash through work, hash through everything. Just
so
get
I'm
it
like,
over with.
Day off? No, it's not a day off. I'm always
never
go. What are some of your good habits?
Didn't you start with bad habits?
No, I started with my good.
Okay.
Ew, were those bad?
Oh, I don't know, because you said that something about sleeping. So I thought
I get enough sleep.
Oh, so that's a good habit.
Yes.
Oh, lucky girl. Wow. Okay, my good habits is I'm starting to learn to take breaks. Kind of.
Define breaks with.
Well, like breaks from work too. Like, you know how I told you I started caring less about work?
Yeah.
Because before, like, I would take really, really short breaks and then come back and then, just keep burning myself out. But now I don't care. I take my breaks. I take my hour breaks. And even at home or at, like, mostly at home, I'll just, like, sit down and be like, okay, I need to breathe. I need to, like, focus on what's going on and get myself ready for it. So that's what I mean by, like, breaks.
Oh, okay. That's
good.
good.
Just, like, pausing and being like, okay, like, what are you doing? Focus. What's your biggest thing that you have to accomplish right now? And because, like, I don't know. I feel like I have, like, a little bit of ADHD where, like, my mind's always like, oh, you got to do this.
I feel like everybody's like that, though.
Yeah.
Because even me, sometimes I'm like, do I have it?
During the pandy, a lot of people experienced that they're introverts or extroverts.
Oh.
It affected them a lot. And anxiety skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So it triggered a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's crazy for sure. Asking for help. I think for a long time now, like, our parents always taught us to, like, depend on yourself. Don't ever ask for help. If you do that, then they're going to look at you different and they're going to treat you a little bit different. And so now I'm like, no, like, it's okay to ask for help. Even at work, I don't even care. I'm like, yeah, I need you guys to come in and help me run the break because I can't do it no more.
Girl, I feel like before you guys used to be okay with it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, you're crazy. Okay. Like, you guys need to ask.
Yeah. Because before, like, that expectation of, okay, you got it, you do it yourself, But now I'm like, no, like, I don't get paid enough for that too. So I'm going to ask for help. We're going to all share this together because it's too hard for one person to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then just, like, with Chang and my sisters, too, like, I ask them for help now, like, if I'm struggling or if I need Chang to mop me for a week or something like that, then I feel like that's a good habit that I'm growing into.
Good.
Practice good hygiene. I love flossing. I don't know what it is, but every night just going to bed with, like, fresh breath and waking up to, like, not gunky breath too. So I love flossing, brushing my teeth, washing my face. Like those are like I have like a daily planner too. And so I'm like OCD and I have to color every single day, you know?
Dang, girl.
Yeah. So like it's like a thing that I do every night, you know, you brush your teeth, you floss, you wash your face, do your skincare and all of that. So
that's good.
Let me ask you, how long's your daily morning routine?
Daily morning routine?
When you're not working.
When I'm not working?
Or just work week?
Oh, work week? Not very long because I don't have time. Just because, like, I get up at 4:15 and we're out of the house by, like, 4:30, 4:35. So, and most of the time I'm just taking my dog out to the bathroom because me and Cheng have this thing where if I take the dog out, he has to make the bed. But if he takes the dog, then I'll make the bed. So we kind of split that. But my morning routine is probably, like, 10, 15 minutes because sometimes I'm really tired, too. So that's why it's, like, 15 minutes. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, and then good habit is just making my bed. I feel like starting out the day with making your bed, that's like the first task of the day, right? So once you get that over, then it's like easier to start your other task and your other chores that you have to do later in the day.
That's good because I don't make my bed.
No?
I only do sometimes when I really want to. But it's so hard with Aston because then she'll just she likes to like throw the pillows around and make little forts in the bed sometimes. So it's like,
I want to teach my kids to like make their beds every morning too, because my parents never taught us that. Our beds would always be a mess every single day, you know. So, but now growing up and having my own house and having my own bed and taking care of my own stuff, I have to like make my bed, you know. So at least, because like, you know how people say like if you want just to like start to clean your room to make it not look as messy, it's just to first make your bed, you know. So that makes me less conscious about everything, the whole mess behind, like around my bed. So as long as the bed's clean, it's fine. I can still jump in and feel good, you know. But yeah, those are my good habits.
Some of your good habits. Bad habits.
Oh God,
I feel like I have so much.
The list is forever long.
I probably have so much more than what I wrote.
Oh, I know, me too, but I'm not gonna admit it on here.
So I wrote not drinking enough water.
Oh,
It's a really bad habit.
Yeah.
I try to, even at work, but the thing is like I don't want to drink so much water because then I'm gonna have to go to the restroom a lot, and then I feel bad of having to go to the restroom so much.
Yeah.
But I should drink a lot of water. And even Robert sometimes he'll be like, "Did you drink water? You need to drink water. Go get a cup of water."
No, it's nice to have that reminder.
Yeah.
Because Cheng don't remind me. He barely drink any water all day too. So.
Goodness.
Yeah, you know your headaches that you guys get randomly during the day?
Oh.
Or you guys feel exhausted or tired? A glass of water will help your body rehydrate.
No, I've noticed that too. Like at the beginning of the year, I was drinking like I have this 64 ounce water bottle, right? And I drink 2 of those, so that's like a gallon a day. So I was drinking 2 of those a day, and I felt amazing. Like sleeping, my skin was great, and no headaches, whatever. I felt like I was running all day, so it felt good. But now, since a lot of things been happening and a lot of changes have been happening too, I've kind of cut down on my water. And now I notice that when I'm on my breaks, I fall asleep. If I don't have Nancy or Chang on breaks, I'm in there like drooping my head, falling on, like have my arms on the table, totally out because I'm so exhausted. But I don't have headaches anymore because I think I'm still drinking enough water, so like I don't get the headaches. But I'm still like exhausted.
No. I try to drink a lot, but it never happens.
Oh, no?
No.
Is it the taste or what? Too bland?
Maybe. Like, even Robert's telling me, like, why don't you go buy, like, you know, the powder stuff for it and all that. But then I'm like, I don't want to make it, like, get mixed up in my water bottle. So I'm like, hey, if it's my water bottle, I just want water. Like, just water. I don't want anything mixed in. I don't want nothing in there. So I'm like, that could also be my... So I might just have to get a separate water bottle.
Maybe just have 2 of them.
I wrote eating too much salt.
Girl.
I'm very bad. I
Asian problem.
toned down, but I feel like I still am. I mean, because that's also why I have high cholesterol, because I eat too much salt.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And you know how I know is because one of the years I went to visit Robert, it was, I think, around, like, Thanksgiving when we were still dating. And I told him, I'm like, I want some McDonald's fries.
Okay.
Because there's, like, a McDonald's, like, what, maybe 5-10 minutes away from your parents' house?
Yeah.
So we went and get it. And I'm like, great, I have my McDonald's.
Okay.
I eat it. I'm like, this is not salty enough. Like, this tastes disgusting. Like, where is the salt? And Robert's like, you could put salt packets in it if you want. And I'm like, no, like, that's completely different.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, oh, yeah.
It's a regulated thing in Cali.
Oh,
What,
yeah?
with salt?
But at the same time, it's just like, they don't care.
Oh.
But here, you get salted fries.
Oh, yeah.
You be getting over-salted fries, girl.
Over-salted. But I like those, so.
I think I've only gotten it a couple times, and I'm like, oh, this is too much salt. Like, that's too much for me to handle. But still, a lot of salt. And then I wrote, looking at my screen before bed.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. I do it a lot. I, like, do it every night.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really tired, then I'll knock out. But I'm, like, every night, at least I sit on the bed for at least, like, 10-15 minutes? Maybe half an hour sometimes.
Oh, my gosh.
Until I fall asleep.
What's your, you know on the phone, it tracks how much you've been on your phone for the week? How long have you been all week? Do you check? Does it?
No, I don't check.
Really? Mine's usually 3 hours.
Let's check it now.
Mine's
Okay.
probably a
Let me get on my
lot.
phone.
Let's see. What? Screen time?
Yeah.
Oh no. That's my kid's screen time.
Oh, but that's hard to tell because Addison's on there too.
Yeah, my screen time is only my kid.
Oh my god. I don't want to tell you guys today.
Oh, it's probably because I turned mine off too.
Okay, so daily average for me is 4 hours and 13 minutes.
Mine's probably a lot.
Girl.
Mine's probably more than that.
Yeah. This is Addison too?
Yeah. I'll be just on Facebook scrolling through stuff. Or on like TikTok. Yeah, I think I disabled it when I turned it off on Addison's. But my screen time is probably a lot.
Yeah, probably I did too.
Yeah, it's bad. So yes, I'm looking at my screen before bed.
Okay.
Really bad. I shouldn't do that anymore though. Slouching is a bad habit. I wrote. I catch myself
Do you?
a lot, and I'm like,
At least you catch yourself.
yeah.
Though.
Or Robert's like, you're slouching. I'm like, okay, yeah. I know. And then I get so scared because I'm like, it's gonna mess up my back. And there has been times where like I slouch so much, so after a while my back just hurts. I'm like, I don't know why my back
really?
hurts.
Yeah.
And then Rob was like, it's because you've been slouching for too long.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah, because you get that
bad.
hunch on your back.
Yeah.
That's one reason, you're a phone baby.
I guess.
I just don't want to hunchback later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I gotta sit up straight.
Even during this, I'm like,
Literally.
I'll catch myself. But yeah, slouching. I wrote not exercising. It's a really
Okay.
bad habit. Even though I told myself I need to start exercising, I haven't been doing it.
That's okay.
It's so bad.
You just have to find something that you enjoy doing that
So I'm
isn't
like,
exercise.
I just gotta get there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one is shopping too much.
Oh.
And Robert knows that.
But I can see why you love it though.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know me, I have a crazy hair bow obsession with buying for my daughter. I have a ton for her.
But what was before that, Nancy?
Before the hair bow buying, it was buying earrings.
Yeah, the ones I'm wearing today.
Yeah. Buying earrings and buying like little things from like vendors on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think before that, I don't think I had anything before that.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
I did that. I had my earring obsession, and then I had my obsession with buying like little stuff.
Okay.
Like like essentials, I guess you could say, like little cute essentials. And then
for the aesthetic, or
yeah.
Okay.
And then I got 2 hair bows. But then I've noticed like the different styles I've gone into are all different. From when I barely started, it was like more simple, okay, and then now it's like
crazy,
like kapow.
No, because you were like making them too.
Yeah, I did make them.
So let me ask you this.
Oh yeah, and hair bow making.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on your first bow?
How much did I spend?
Like $2 to $4, right?
On like buying?
Your first one, like your basic ones.
Like just for one.
Yeah.
It was probably like $4.
And how much are the ones you're buying now?
Like $20 to $35.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, that's a bad habit. But I don't know. Like they're all cute and everything. But yeah, bad habit of buying those. I've slowed down though. It's not as bad. But now I am noticing I'm starting to get into like little boutique clothing for little girls. I see it. They're all so cute, but they're really expensive. So I just kind of like follow it.
These are custom Disney princess dresses.
So cute.
Not all of them.
But still, princess dresses.
Yeah.
And how much are they?
Oh, like the ones I showed you? So these are like the I've showed you too. These are like the fancy ones. They're like $100+.
Dang, though.
They're like the ones that like people tend to do for like photography. Like photo sessions of little girls. But I haven't bought any of those, okay? 'Cause I do not want to spend more than $150.
You can't justify it.
Yeah. Like I don't want to spend more than $150 for one dress, and then it's gonna sit. But I mean, like I'll follow the pages because they're all so cute. But
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Yes, shopping. What are your bad habits?
Kind of like you, I wrote not enough sleep. Lately, I've been having like maybe 5 to 6 hours, and I wake up exhausted, not wanting to go to work, or just not wanting to get up in general. The other one I put is procrastination. I'm really bad at procrastinating. Like, that's why I'm always late.
Girl.
Because I always do everything, like, last minute. Because I'm like, oh, like, it'll only take me, like, 10 minutes to do it. Like, I, like, psych myself out. Like, I gaslight myself. And I'm like, yeah, like, it won't take that long. I could do it. And then by the time I know it, I'm, like, running late already. And also just, like, doing normal stuff every day. Washing dishes or cooking and stuff like that. I'm like, God, I don't want to do it. I'll find different things to do instead of doing the actual like project itself. So I hate that about myself. Another bad habit I have is negative self-talk. Like it's so bad in my head. I feel like if anybody was to go in my head, they'd be like, dang, she like hates herself.
Krystal.
But just because I'm like, oh, you're so dumb. Like, why didn't you think of that? Or she thinks you're dumb. Like, what can you do to like make her not think you're dumb? So like just that negative talk that I have with myself. I'm constantly like, saying bad stuff to myself. So that's a bad habit that I'm working on.
Yes. You gotta work on that.
Yeah. Another bad habit I have is living to impress others. Just because I feel like, I don't know, like growing up with grandparents and parents that always, told you how other people were to look at you or to judge you on the things you have and the things you do and all of that stuff. So like I feel like my whole life I've been just trying to live up to expectations or to have like those expectations that I can't even reach, and so I really need to work on that. Another one I have is failing to say no. It's a bad habit. I'm such a yes person and I want to like help others, and even though like it's hurting me or like it's gonna make me work a little bit harder, I still end up doing it anyways, whether it's at work where they're like asking me to do something that was probably a 2-person job, or like if my sisters ask me to do something but I already have something planned with Chang, I'll like still try to do both. And catch myself doing all that
Girl, you crazy.
unnecessary stuff. Yeah, like I like overbook myself all the time.
Maybe that's why you're so busy lately.
Yeah, because like even like they asked me to do overtime, I say yes, but before that I had already told Chang that I was gonna help him do something that day.
Yeah, you'll tell me, you'll be like, oh, I already had this plan though, and then you're like, I have to change it, and Chang's mad about it.
So like I feel so bad, but it's just like I know they need someone to come in, but then I also know that I need the money, but then I already planned something with Chang too, but I'm like, oh well, maybe I could do both, and then I try to do both, and then I'm just like burning myself out most of the time, so that's what's hard. The other thing is overthinking kind of goes with the whole like living to impress others. I'm always overthinking about how people feel. Like if someone didn't say hi to me and I said hi to her, then it's like, oh, is she mad at me or she's having a bad day?
Oh, girl, you better not turn into that old lady at work.
I know, but like it's so, I don't know how to freaking stop. I've always like overthink stuff like, oh, like I messed up on this, then they probably think I'm stupid now and they probably hate me. Now I made their work harder than it should have been, And I hate feeling like that because like stuff happens all the time, like you can't help what happens. So like you should just, and that person only has to do it this one time when the other few times you were able to like help them anyways.
Yeah.
But not me. I'm just kind of like, oh my God, she hates me now. She probably thinks I'm stupid and she's probably mad at me. But even though I don't even talk to them on a daily basis, I still care. And I'm like, why do you care? But yeah. And then my last one is just eating poorly.
Girl, it's okay. You and me both.
But,
it's okay.
But those are my bad habits that I'm working on.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
I wrote some tips on how to maintain a habit.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could say it's a good how to maintain a good habit. I got this is off a website called betterup.com, and one of the tips it said was to make it part of your schedule.
Okay.
Create a supportive environment. So just like surround yourself with like people who have the similar goals as you, and then use reminders. Practice self-companionship. Compassion.
Oh, I was like companionship.
Practice self-compassion and avoid being too critical of yourself, and don't beat yourself up over it though. I'm like, I should really follow that.
I know, but it's so hard. Like I wish I could be like, okay, good job, you did good today. But most of the time I'm just like, God, you could have done better.
Yeah, no, I'm the same like that too. I'm like, I know I could have done more, or I could have done this, but I feel like that's how it is with like
a
lot of
secret?
people though. What?
You did enough.
Yeah.
That's what I need to tell myself every day. You made it through the day.
He tells me. I'll be like, oh my gosh. And he'll tell me like, okay, I guess.
I know, I feel like Nancy's like, she's always so hard on herself. And I'm like, why, Nancy?
I am though.
Because at work, like, it seems like I don't care, I feel like. Because most of the time, I'm like, I don't care. Like, they can do it, But most of the time, I'm like, shoot, like, I should just do it. Get it over with. like, I think it inside. But Nancy's like, she's good at, like, expressing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nancy, she always goes over and beyond, so.
I think it's just, like, a normal thing, too, though. Ever since, like, my previous job, because I was an assistant manager, and I'm like, I had to like go above and beyond for it, and it's kind of just stuck.
Yeah,
which is, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. Yeah. And then I wrote building a good habit in 7 steps.
Okay.
This is also from the website still. It says eliminate triggers, so identify the people, places, and activities that are linked into your bad habits. Reduce your cravings, and then make a negative habit difficult. Recover the root of your bad habit. Adopt healthy routines. Swap a bad habit for a better habit, and build a good motivation. There's a word, but I don't know how to say it. Which I feel like, yeah, that'll help you to build a good habit. If anything, we'll link down the website if you would like some tips about that.
Okay.
But
well, I did the opposite. I wrote how to break a bad habit.
okay.
So for tip number 1 is to identify the bad habit. Like you have to kind of say it out loud and tell yourself, okay, I have a problem. Like this is a bad habit and I'm tired of doing it and it's happening too often. Other people are starting to notice or, that kind of stuff.
There go my bows.
Just go to a meeting and confess to everyone what your problem is, okay? Number 2 is to find what triggers the bad habit. What bad habit did I do? I think the example that I'm using is procrastination. Okay. So, what triggers my bad habits? So I'm using this as an example that you guys could just go off of. What triggers me is perfectionism. So I'm a person who likes to. Like I said, I'm OCD. I like to have things a certain way, and it's like once I start doing something, then like I have to finish it. That's how I've been for a long time. And I think that's what also triggers my procrastination because I think, okay, I have to do this. And then now that's going to lead to the rest of this. Like, say I have to clean my kitchen. Okay. But then I'm like, okay, but then I also have to clean the living room. And then I also have to clean the bathroom. And then I think about it and I get tired and I'm like, okay, maybe not. Like, maybe we can save that for tomorrow. Like
too many tasks.
Yeah, like it's too overwhelming, The other thing is, like I said, I think I have ADHD. I have a short attention span, and I've noticed this too, but because I used to work at Subway, and I'm very good at multitasking, and but also I'm like, okay, I have a whole bunch of things in my head that's running at the same time, right? So I'm like, okay, so I have to ring people up, I have to clean the lobby, I have to go and wash the dishes, and I have to bring food out and stuff like that, right? And then I constantly I'm doing half the things. So I'll ring someone up and then I'll go back, wash dishes, wash half of them, stop, and then bring out food. But that's multitasking. But then I feel like my brain's always doing that too. Go. And then that's what makes me exhausted now too, because I'm like, God, I have so much to do. It gives me anxiety. I have short attention span. I'm just kind of like, okay, I gotta do this. And then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do this too. So I'll stop doing that. And then I'll go off and clean something else. And then I'll clean something else. And I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go finish that. So I go back. So then I'm just exhausted because I'm going back and stuff. And then another trigger for me is anxiety. Like I said, I'm overdoing it. So I just give up because it's too much. And then the last trigger for me is distraction. I get distracted. Say I'm going through my clothes. I'll be like, oh, this is so cute. Maybe I should try these on and stuff like that, And then you try it on. Now you have a big mess in your room. And you're like, oh, now who's going to clean this, And then that's procrastination kicking in. I'm like, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then Ching kills me for the next week because it just sits there all week,
Oh, my gosh.
The third step is cut as many triggers as you can. And so this is just me doing the opposite. It's all really mental for me because procrastination is mental, I feel like. So for my perfectionism, I have to try to relax, right? And I'm just like, okay, let's just clean little by little, right? So today I'll clean the kitchen, and then maybe in 2 days I'll clean the bathroom, just kind of giving myself those little breaks in between so I'm not overwhelming myself. To help with my ADHD, I give myself a timer, right? So I'll be like, hey.
Dang, girl.
Yeah. I'll be even for the podcast, I'll be like, okay, I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes, put a timer for 30 minutes, and just write down as many things as I can, So same with that. If I have a lot of stuff to do, I'll give myself time limits of what to do. So then I am getting it done faster and more efficiently. To help with my anxiety, to take breaks and to take deep breaths and ask for help.
Okay.
And for the fourth step is to visualize success. So I wrote, for that, it's just the feeling of finishing the task, right? So feeling okay, I did this, it felt good, so just to remember that feeling for next time. Don't feel slump or exhausted and overwhelm myself anymore. Just be like, okay, how did you feel afterwards? it's just like working out too. You know, like you hate doing it during the process of it, but the feeling afterwards is so rewarding that you need to remember that feeling. So it's okay for you to like go back and be like, okay, I just have to remember that it's gonna suck, but afterwards I'm gonna thank myself for it, right? And then the last step is to be patient, because breaking a bad habit is always hard. It's something that, you know, always comes back, or you have like something bad happens to you and then it triggers you and then you just fall back into that bad habit again, right? So I just say be patient and teach yourself self-discipline. Go back and just be like, hey, I need to stop this bad habit again. Go back, deep dive into it, and hopefully you can get rid of the bad habit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how I would break my bad habits, or at least try to work on them so it's not as bad. And then I also wrote habits that I would like to have, which is, you know, eating healthy, being grateful, because I'm always negative Nancy. So I think being grateful helps a lot, you know, just to be happy and be happy with what you have and that you're living every single day. To smile more, because, you know, there's always bad stuff happening in the world and you always think that it's the worst for you and whatever, but just remember that you don't have the hardest life. I'd like to read more. I think reading is very good for you, just to constantly be learning about new stuff. And I don't know, I feel like if you can read a book and understand it completely, then you can articulate a little bit better about how you talk, how you communicate to others.
Read what though?
I say read a lot of, like, for me, I would read like self-help books. And even like fantasy and like all of that, because it teaches you how to like communicate with someone, or like if you're in a bad relationship, you can kind of reflect to it too and be like, oh, okay, so this is happening to her, this is kind of happening to me too, you know, and just to kind of learn from it. And books always have like a storyline or what's it called, like a lesson in it, you know? So
did you want a book recommendation?
No, because this is a habit I would like to have. So I have not started this habit yet, but I would like to. But I would also really like to read those self-help books, because there's a lot out there about like good and bad habits and how to make money and how to be successful and all of that stuff. Another habit I would like to have is a healthy sleep routine, and to have more date nights, to have a face routine, because I currently don't have one. And
girl, it's okay, me too.
Yeah. And then my last one is just to have a hobby, because I hate when people ask me like, what do you like to do? I'm like,
what do you do for fun?
Yeah, I'm like, nothing. Scroll on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like, is that a hobby? I don't know. But I would like to have a hobby.
Sleep is not a hobby.
Sadly, because I would be a champion at that. So, are there any habits that you would like to have?
Any good habits?
Yeah.
Get in the routine of cooking.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not the cook. Robert's the cook. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's weird, because even when I was younger, like in my parents' house, my mom like taught like my older sister and them to like always cook. Okay. So then when it came to like me and my younger sister, we didn't really have to cook.
Oh,
so I think that's also because they would cook. So I think that's why like I never really cooked.
Yeah.
So now that I'm like, you know, married, I have a kid. It's not that I don't cook. It's just I don't cook often. Mm-hmm. So if I could get in a habit of cooking, yeah. But Robert also hates it, because I'm like, okay, what do you want to eat? I'll look up a recipe, and he's like, you're gonna look up a recipe? Why can't you just make it? Because I'm like, I don't know. I'm so used to like doing recipes. Some people don't work like that, Robert.
There's a difference. There's your chef. Mm-hmm. And there's a home cook.
But still.
What would you recommend, a chef or a home cook?
I think I'm more used to like the chef style though, because I took cooking class too in high school, and we did like, you know, the normal measurements, and you have to make sure you follow this and this long and this, you know, amount of time.
Well, because like with the chef too, is because for me, I have a really bad like, taste palette. You know, so when I'm cooking, you know how people are like, they cook and they're like, oh, it's not enough salt, or there's not enough of this and this and this, and like for me, I'd be like, it tastes fine to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I need the ingredients to make sure that it will taste what it's supposed to taste like. You know. And yeah, so I suck at cooking as well.
I feel like you're always the one cooking though.
Yeah, I am though, but like, I'm like, I cook for like old people food. You know, like I can make boiled chicken. Oh my god. I can make boiled chicken. I can make boiled pork. I cook sausages.
You're so used to that too, though.
Yeah, I'm like used to eating that because my grandparents cooked for us a lot. But like tacos, I have no idea. Or like lasagna, nope, nothing. You know, like those like I don't know, like American dishes.
American dishes.
Yeah,
is what it
or
is.
like anything that's not like Hmong dishes. I suck. Like I can't. And Diamond's amazing at it.
So have you ever tried to experiment?
I've tried, but it always just tastes weird, or I don't taste the way I want it to, and then I just give up because I'm like, obviously I suck, so I'm not gonna try again.
So let me ask you one of this: are you still doing for example,
Okay.
tacos?
Yes.
Are you doing the American way or the authentic way?
I do the ghetto way. I go to Winco. And I buy the Mexican. It's already cooked, right? It says carne asada.
Okay.
It's already mixed and cut and everything. So I don't have to do any of that. And then I'll buy the taco seasoning.
Okay.
And I'll cook it like ground beef or the meat that I just bought from Winco, and then throw the taco seasoning in it. Cut the onions, the cilantro, you know, all that. And then I'll buy... No, we'll make guacamole. But like the salsa, I have no idea how to make salsa. So I have to buy that.
Yeah.
The salsa. And then that's my way of making tacos.
Do you do taco shells, or do you do like
the soft shell?
Soft shells?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's not like...
It's not that bad.
A for effort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another good habit I do want to get into, like how I use my skincare with my face.
Yeah.
This weather is not kicking my butt. I be going to work and I look at my face because our locker has the reflection. Or like when I FaceTime Addison, I'm like, why is my face so dry? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because like I'm lacking that skincare with my face. So if I could get back into that. I mean, I never really was into it.
Me neither.
But at least like start somewhere, maybe at least like a 5-step. I think my brother, my gay brother, I think he said he has a long step. He didn't tell
Really?
me. He was talking to me about it because he was like, "Did you want to know my step?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to." But he was like, "Yeah, I have this whole list of skincare," and I'm like,
That sounds like Diamond.
My goodness.
She's like, yeah, it takes me 15 minutes to do my skincare. And I'm like, okay, and you still haven't
What?
brushed your teeth or washed your... Like, what the freak you mean it takes you 15 minutes? I use the CeraVe freaking face wash and call it good. That's all and lotion.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
even use moisturizer.
Oh, that I have to. Because I think the face wash I use, it like strips my oil sometimes. So I use 2 different ones. One's more of like a exfoliating, and then the other one is just like a normal. Yeah, it's like a normal face wash. Okay. So it's like whenever I use that like exfoliator one, I'm like, that's when I can tell like my face is dry.
That you need it, huh?
Yeah. But I don't use like fancy face lotion. I just use like Cetaphil.
Yeah.
Like it works.
Me too. No, well, it doesn't help that it's so expensive too, though. For a bottle, like it's like $80, and I'm like, how long this gonna last me though?
Everything's getting expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, there's a lot of time and products put into it, but like, shoot, I'm like, maybe another year I'll wait.
Yes. Another good habit. Yes, get into a hobby. I need to get into a hobby.
I felt like you had a hobby though, like making the bows and stuff.
Yeah. But it
For a
costs a
little
lot
bit.
of money. Yeah. That's the thing. Each thing of faux leather sheet was like $4.
Really?
Just for that one sheet. Yeah, girl, it adds up. That's why I was like,
know.
I need to find something else to do. I just don't know what yet, though.
I know, that's what I hate about hobbies too, is because like most of the time they're expensive. Like Chang with his Pokemon cards, I'm like, that's expensive.
And it's hard too, because like I would make the bows, and then I had a little shop on Etsy too.
Yeah.
but then like so many people were making bows. They still are making a lot of bows.
Yeah.
That it's like you barely are making sales. So it's like, why am I buying so much of this, material and all this stuff when it's not even going anywhere? So I mean, like here and there, I'll do it for like my sisters if they ask, or like our coworkers. I'll do it. It's not that I won't. I still do.
Yeah.
But I just don't have my shop open because of it. Another good habit, playing with my kid more often.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's bad.
Yeah.
She's always asking me to play with her, and I'm like, But I think it's just because I don't have that imagination anymore, though.
Yeah.
So it is a little harder. But I do want to make it a good habit, because I'm like, once they get older, they ain't going to want to be around you anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to play with you
Yeah, and
anymore.
I'm like, it makes me sad. But, yeah, that's really it.
Okay. Well,
Nothing much.
hopefully we'll be able to achieve these habits.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about self-care routines now.
Okay, when you wrote your self-care stuff, did you wrote like just like your body self-care, or like overall?
I think I did overall.
Okay.
Yeah. But like they're kind of like habits too, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
I'll have you go first then.
Oh, okay. Because mine's very short.
No, mine's short too.
Yeah. Okay. So my self-care routine for me to feel like I'm taking care of myself is taking a shower with intention. Like just being in there and exfoliating your body and using that special body wash that you only use once in a while. I don't know if you have one, but I do.
Nope.
Or like after you shave and you're able to like lather up yourself in lotion, and like you've just washed your bed sheets and it's like perfect. And like that's me taking care of myself. It's just like being able to relax in a clean environment and to feel clean.
Yeah.
Another one is lighting a candle. I always feel like that sets the mood for me.
Okay.
It makes me feel good. And the house smells nice, so it's nice and clean. Turning everything off. So just kind of like shutting off all the things that I have to do, because like I said, my mind's always running at 110. So it's nice to just turn it off and turn off my phone and just kind of like be in the moment with Chang or be in the moment with my siblings. Just kind of like chill,
Yeah.
Another one I wrote is to go on walks. I feel like with walks, I don't know what it is, but I'm always very intentional with my walks too. Like I'll like take deep breaths. I'll look up and look at the mountains and look at the trees and like kind of like take everything in. Just so I don't know what it is. Like it just makes me feel good taking walks with my dog or with Chang. It's always nice.
That's a good thing. Then it makes it feel like it's not like a
like something you have to do.
Yeah, like something you have to do.
Yeah. And that's what I like about walks, because it never feels like that. It always feels like, okay, here's my, I guess it's like my break, right?
Yeah.
So I just be able to take a breather and relax and to notice every little thing that's happening at that moment, And the last one is just drinking water. That's always so simple, but so hard to do. So just to take care of myself is just to constantly drink water, inhale it, drink it like it's my last time drinking water. So
one of your videos you uploaded on your page.
Okay.
You're like, so I have my IV.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I had to rewatch. I'm like, what's she saying?
What are those called? I forgot what they're called. I even said it too though.
I think you said it in
my liquid IV.
There you go. Yeah, I was like,
I'm drinking my liquid IV. I was like, I'm gonna leave that in there. Who cares?
I was like, wait, what did she say?
Because those are supposed to like be like twice the amount of water that you're supposed to be drinking, right? Because it has all those nutrients.
Different? I thought it was just water.
It's like flavored water. They have like different flavors. My favorite is the fruit punch, but I can inhale those. Like if those are in there, I could drink my whole water bottle.
Oh.
Yeah, but I try not to because I feel like they have a lot of sugar in them too. Yeah. So once in a while, I'll let myself have one. So and they're expensive. For like an 8-pack is like, I want to say like $16.
Wow.
Yeah, they're expensive. But
Liquid IV, please sponsor us.
Yes, please. We would love that. I'd love to have free liquid. You can cut that part out, but
I wrote
yours
for mine. I wrote spending time outside. Like,
Okay.
it helps put me in a better mood because since we moved back to an apartment, we live downstairs and it's dark.
Yeah.
It is dark in here and I hate it. Like, I think when we barely moved in, I was like, Robert, I always just feel so down and sad now. Like,
Aw.
I don't feel happy being here. And I don't know, it could have also been because we moved. But I was just like, I just always feel down and sad. So then now, it sucks because we're, like, downstairs. So then, like, you can see people pass your door or your apartment. But I kind of got to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I need the sun because it makes me feel better. It puts me in a better mood. And plus, you need your vitamin D.
Yes.
And then I wrote, not always wearing my pajamas during the day.
Oh.
Like, actually getting ready. Getting ready, but not getting ready for, like, an occasion or whatever.
Yeah.
And just not always being in your comfy clothes, I guess you can say. Because I feel lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I start feeling lazy and I'm like, I need to change my clothes. Like, I want to feel, like, energetic and up and all that.
Yeah, it's like so crazy how like makeup and an outfit can make you feel so much better.
Yeah.
When you're in pajamas all day, you just want to lay under the bed all day and do nothing.
Another one I wrote personal hygiene and showering. I love it because I get away as well. It's a time where I'm like, do not come in the bathroom. This is me time.
Yes.
Let me just, be in there by myself. Let me relax a little bit. And then, what I wrote? Oh, I wrote, try to do a post-work walk. I just try to go for my walks.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's hot. I kind of try to do it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I feel like it helps still because it's still helping me with, like, the exercising part.
Yeah, you're still active.
Yeah.
So.
And I wrote just getting my alone time. Just for my mental state. Because if I don't get that, I'm going to go insane. Especially with my daughter, 'cause she always wants me. So I'm like, I need my time alone so I don't go crazy.
Would you go out by yourself? Like, take yourself on a date, go eat, and...
I thought about it, but I feel like...
Is it too weird for you?
I feel like it's too weird for me.
Oh, huh.
Because, there's people who are always like, like, why are they alone? And da, 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 da. But I noticed that is, like, kind of like the new thing people has been doing. And I'm like, that's not bad, though. So then you kind of learn about yourself, too. Like, oh, well, I'm comfortable when I go do this, or I'm not comfortable when I go do this by myself. But then that whole safety part kicks in, and I'm like, oh shoot, is there gonna be anybody that's gonna like
follow me
or whatever,
Oh, girl.
I think that's also why I kind of like don't wanna do it because I get scared.
Just send your people your location. Make sure you're okay.
What about you?
I want to. I was thinking about it because my siblings and my boyfriend, they want to go to Elenium in February.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're gonna go, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have
Cali?
to go. Yeah, it's in LA.
Oh, okay.
And so we're gonna go, and I was thinking that I'm not going, that's for sure. So they can go, and then I would take myself out in LA.
Oh.
And I just go to like, but I don't know, because then like the safety part too is kind of scary. But I was thinking about like taking an Uber by myself and going to like cafes by myself and just kind of like take myself out. But we'll see.
Oh, if you do it, let me know.
Yeah, I want to try it. So
just bring your,
pepper spray.
your pepper spray or whatever you need.
For sure.
You should.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. I think I'm too chicken to do it.
I'm gonna try.
It sounds so nice though. But I'm just so like.
Because even like when I go to Winco and go like buy food and stuff like that, I get like super like anxiety. I don't know what it is, but I just like there's so much to do. There's so many people. I don't want to be in people's way and stuff like that. And then I hate like, because you have to bag your own food. Yeah. Right? So I'm like trying to hurry, trying to pay and bag food at the same time. And I get super, I don't know, overwhelmed. So
Girl, I'm like, they could wait. No. I'm by myself. I'm by myself, and they can see that.
I need to be more like that. So maybe I do need to take myself out so I can have that mentality.
Like, remind me, Addison and I, we went out to eat.
Okay.
And it was just her and I already ordered. And then I'm like, my hands are full, and I was grabbing utensils, napkin. I just felt like people were like staring at me, like, come on, lady. And I'm like, I'm like, I don't care, you know. It's, I'm by myself. I have this kid, and you can hear her, and she's just like, mom, 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 mom. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. These people, they could wait because I'm by myself right now. And this kid, I'm pretty sure she's just a little too much.
No. That's a good mentality to have, though.
But I'm not always like that, though. That's the thing. It's only sometimes.
When you're fed up, you're like, I don't care.
It's only sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, that's my self-care.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our episode. Thank you guys so much for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and listen to us on Spotify. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.